Evening. This is Ankush here from Alif Consulting. Today we are going to talk about network security group and application security group. Now, network security group is the very important because in the public cloud, what we need to do, we need to protect our resources for the attacks which is coming from the internet. Since it's a public cloud and it's accessible across the globe using the over the internet, so security become a challenge. So NSG allow us to basically control the traffic, and it basically allow us to do the granular level of controlling, where we can allow a specific ports or specific public IP to be communicated for the VMs or for the network resources. And at the same way, it allows to do the same way it allows to do the same thing for the outbound connection as well. So NSG basically contain five triple informations, where it's have a source port, destination port, and then the protocol. Based on this five information, the NSG basically allow and block the traffic. So these are the information basically which we need to provide when we are going to create a network security rule in the network security group. So here are the some of the advantage. It allows to filter the traffic in between the VNet, and it allows us to control the traffic to the internet as well. So it's like we with the energy we can basically manage the east and west and north to south traffic. So all of those traffic can be controlled through the energy. We do have restrictions which we can put over for the communication which is coming from the on-premise through the NSG, and we do have a network micro segmentations which we can do. Here is how the packet flow looks like. So whenever the traffic came in, NSG is going to basically analyze that traffic based on the source destination information and the protocol information which has been configured in the rule, and based on those rule or based on the priority of that rule, it's going to allow and deny the traffic basically which is coming inside the VM. Here is how the default rules look like. So whenever you create an SG group, it's have a default rules already being pre-configured, and these are the rules basically already configured for internal network, load balancer, and the all traffic. So these are the basically predefined, and top of this we basically go ahead and we can go ahead and create the rules, and with the priority. So priority is become a very important, because based on the priority the traffic is will be going to allow and deny, and the rule is going to be work. Now let's move to the another topic, which is the application security group. Now why application security group is required? So with the NSG group, we can go ahead and create a network security rules. But let's say with the network security rule, we need to manage 100 destinations, or we need to manage a tons of source. So to managing them with the NSG group is become a challenge, because we need to go ahead and add IPs one by one by on the going on the network security rule, or going to need to add IPs on one by one on the security rule. So with the application security group, what we can do, we can create a group. In group, we can add all the IPs, and then that group can be attached to the NSG. So it allow us to basically manage the network security group in the effective way. So here is the use case. As I told you, like you can create a network, sorry, application security group, and you can add a bunch of IPs which you need to allow for source and destination, and then that group can be used with multiple services like a firewall and NSGs, and it can be used with the multiple security policies as well. So here is the advantage: network security, segmentations, security definitions, single policy, and filtering the east to west traffic. So it allows us to base. So east to west is basically something which is allow you to monitor traffic within the network or within the VNet. So this is how your application security groups like. So you see in the right side, I have an NSG group in which I have allowed a specific uh, application security group for the communication, and accordingly how whichever the application security group has been allowed for communication, they will be get connected, and rest of the traffic will be get blocked. So here are the difference in between both. So like a security group is the used to enforce and control the traffic, and application security group is the object reference within the NSG, and they have so both of them have their own features, and then the rules can be applied to associate subnet, and then NSG sorry, the application security group can be applied to all network security group within the same virtual network. So they have both have a separate rules for inbound outbound. NSG have a limitations, like the AZ have their own limitations. NSG can be used to allow and deny the traffic, and application security group support with allow and deny rule. So they both have their own differences, and they both are basically work hand to hand in terms of providing the network security. Let's move to the demo. So in the demo, what I'm going to show, I'll show you how you can go ahead and create the application security group and the NSG, and how you can have a application security group associated with the NSG. So let's move to the demo. So in my demo, so I already have my subscription. In my subscription, I already have a bunch of resources. So let's move to the VM. So in my VM, I have two VMs which is running. Okay, not two, actually one which is running. So let me start the another one as well. So I'm going to show you how you can apply the NSGs in both of them, and how you can basically control the traffic using the NSGs. And then later on, I'll show you how can you can go ahead and create the application security group and how they can be get associated with the NSG. So let's go to the home and search for a network security group. Here is it. And from here, we can go ahead and create the network security group. So creating a network security group is just a few steps which you need to perform. We just need to click on create. We just need to define the resource group, and we just need to define the name and the region. Another thing, NSG is a region specific, so we need to make sure in which region we have our resources. NSG should be in also same region. So in my case, my both VMs in the East US, so I'm going to create the NSG in the East US. All right. I'm not going to define a tax. That's it. And it's going to review and going to run the final validations. So final validation is passed. So let's click on create. So as soon as I click on create, I would be able to see my NSG is being created with the default rules. And from there, we can go ahead and the add rules for incoming and outgoing connection. All right, so it's going to take a little time. The deployment is in progress. So it's going to take a little more time to get the NSGs created. All right, so the NSGs deployment successfully completed, and we need to go back. We need to go into the NSG, and we would be able to see one more NSG is being created. So here, as of now, it haven't populated here. So let's wait and refresh this one. All right. So yeah, we can see we have the NSG which has been have created, which is Alif demo NSG. So let's go inside this one, and you can see you do have a bunch of rules which is already there for inbound and outbound, and all of those are basically the default rules for network load balancers, virtual network, and for the internet. Now if you want to delete them, you would not be able to, because they are the default rules and you can't delete them. All right. So we have a two ways of attaching this NSG. We can attach it on the network interface, and we can attach it to the subnet as well. So associating with this interface, network interface is pretty much simple. We just need to go on the network interface. We just need to click on associate, and then we can select on which network interface we can associate the NSG. In my case, it doesn't showing me anything. All of those VMs are not available to associate the NSGs because they are already have their NSG attached. But in case of if I having another VM, I can do that. Now here is the one limitation. A network security group can be associated with the one VM or one subnet. If we have a one subnet or if we have a VM which they already have a network security group associated, we can't go ahead and add one more network security group top of that. No, we cannot do that. But if we already have a network security group associated on the subnet or in the same subnet we already have a VMs, we can still go ahead and have a one more network security group associated on the VM NIC, which is called a more granular level control. So I can add it from add the network interface from here, and then to go attach it to the subnet, I can go ahead and associate it this from here as well. So I need to just select the network. I just need to select the subnet on which I need to associate the NSG. So in my case, I have a two. One is the default and one is the gateway subnet. So gateway subnet have a VPN gateway that doesn't allow us to have the network security group because they don't want to break with assigning the NSG. This can be a break the communication. That's the reason Microsoft have doesn't give us the permissions to basically associate the NSGs with the gateway subnet. But if I need to go, I can go ahead and associate with the network, and I just need to click on OK. As soon as I click on OK, I would be able to see this NSG is basically associated with the network. That's how you can do it. So I'm going to disassociate it as of now because to show you the demo how you can control the traffic, I already have the two NSGs in my network, which is a VM01 and VM02, and both of them are having a load balancer in front of them. So what I'm going to do, if I go here and if I try to access the my VM application through the load balancer with the front end IP, which is this, I would be able to access the application, right? I am able to access the application from here. All right. Now let's say if we don't want to allow any communication from the VM01. So what I can do, I can go to the VM01 and I can go to the networking, and in this network security group which I already have, which is the demo01, I can go ahead and add a inbound rule to deny all the traffic. So let's say any source, any destination, and the port should be any, and I want to deny it. Okay. So in this case, what happens? All the communication which is coming to the VM01 will be denied, and the traffic from the load balancer will be redirected to the VM02. Now I have created a rule, but here is a one important thing which has become a very important is the priority. So in my priority, I already have a 3389 and port 80 with the 300, and with the allow actions. In that case, it will still be able to route the traffic to the VM01 with the same IP. But if I go ahead and change the priority of this rule to 200, and we just need to wait for few seconds to get this rule updated, and 1 to 2 minutes to get this rule applicable on this machine. So if you see, this message which is here will be get changed, and now it's saying this request is moved to the VM02, right? Now let's go ahead and have a same any deny rule on the VM02 and see what's happened. All right, let's say I am going to have a destination deny 200. So my any source with any destination on any port, and click on add. That's it. I did deny here. If I go here or if I refresh it here, it's going to take a little time. All right, it's still going on a VM02, so let's give it a few seconds here. Maybe what we can do, we can open a new tab and we can try to hit on this. It's still resolving from VM02, so just give it a few seconds to get this rule uh, applied. As I told you, it's going to take a little time. So rule is already being created, and so any source, any destination, all the traffic is basically denied. All right, it's still working. All right, file. Let's open in the incognito mode. It doesn't allow me to do the incognito window here. Okay. All right, let me go ahead and delete the history actually. Mm, all right, all right. Let's do one thing. Let's open a new tab and not new tab actually. Let's open a new uh, all the new one more Chrome application and see if that's work. All right, new window and still resolving a page. That's interesting, but it should not be because my both VMs have a block and deny, so it shouldn't be allow the communication within the VM from the internet. So that's how you can go ahead and create the deny rules. And the same way, if you want to go ahead and create the application groups, what you can do, you can go ahead and go here and the application security group. You just need to go here. You just need to click here and click on create. Select the resource group. Select the region. They are also a region specific, so we need to make sure they should be in the same region where we want to use it. And define the name. Next, and click on create. So it's going to take a few seconds to get the application security group deployed, and then we can go ahead and have them associated with the network security group. So the application security group is being deployed. To have them associated with the network security group, what we need to do, we just need to go into the NSG group. We need to select the rule, and here the destination we can select is application security group, and then we can assign it and click on save. So as soon as we clicked on save, it will be going to basically use the all the IP addresses which is in the application security group for the destination. Now how we can go ahead and have them added in the application security group, It's pretty much straightforward. We just need to go into the application security group. We need to select the application security group, and in the property, we can basically go ahead and add them. So here we have options to add the application security group, or we can basically have uh, the PowerShell command to add the IPs in the application security group as well. All right. Now let's move to the network security group and see if we're still able to access the both the VM with the public IP. It's still coming from VM02. It shouldn't be. Yes, it shouldn't be. It's going to give you the error now because sometime NSGs take a time to get reflect on the network security group. So see, this is now keep loading. This is going to keep loading, and definitely it's going to give you the error here, like a page not found. See, it's still moving. It's still moving, and it's not able to reach to the backend VM. So it's definitely going to give you the error here. So we need to just wait for a few more seconds and see if this give you the error. All right, so it is still loading. So definitely it's going to give you the error. So that's how you can basically control the traffic to the NSG. So that's what I have you for in a demo. In the demo, we basically understood how we can go ahead and create the NSG, how we can associate them with the network and NSG, network and VMs interface, network interface, how we can create the denier rule or how we can create the allow rule, how the priority become important, and another we learn how we can go ahead and create the application security group and how we can associate them with the network security group. So that's what I have for you. I hope you like this video. Please like and subscribe, and feel free to reach us in case of you need any help. Thank you.